Do you have a degree in languages you'd really like to be using but you're not? Have you always been intrigued by intercultural communication? Or maybe you do use your language skills but still don't feel fully satisfied at your job? If you can relate with this, then I've got a great video for you. I'm going to give you the top 3 reasons why interpreting might be the right fit for you. In this video, I'll show you how you can become an interpreter on your own time and budget, why now is the perfect time to enter the field, and how the profession can be rewarding and challenging. If you're intrigued and want to learn more, keep watching. I'll break down each category and provide resources for you to get started on your interpreting journey. Who knows? This could be the perfect career for you. Hi, I'm Marisa Rueda-Will, a certified healthcare interpreter for one of the major medical centers in the U.S. and founder of TICA Interpreter Training and Translations. As a licensed interpreter trainer, I've also worked with interpreters from a variety of language pairs and skill levels. I'm excited to be here today to tell you, if you want to become an interpreter, you can do it. All you have to do is take the first step. Please note that in this video and all my videos, none of the opinions shared here are a reflection of the institution I work for. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get to it. Presentation. As promised, I'm going to take you through my 3 main reasons why you may want to become an interpreter, especially if you've already got a language degree that you aren't using but you would really like to be. So I made a simple presentation for you today just to highlight some of the key points. Like my design, like my custom background. It took me a while to get that going, but anyway, enjoy. This is one of the greatest ways you can put your language degree to work, honestly. You'll be using it on a daily basis. You'll be challenging yourself to improve your fluency, meet new people from all over, learn new terms. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my 3 main reasons. First of all, if you've already got a degree, really, there are minimal requirements that you would need to get before you would become an interpreter. The requirements right now in most states are you have to be 18 years of age or older. You have to have at least a high school diploma. In a later screen, I'll show you that, on average, most people do have a bachelor's degree coming into the profession, but it's not necessary, especially depending on the job. You need to be fluent in 2 or more languages. If you're not entirely fluent in one of your languages, it's not a deal breaker. I'm a strong believer that people are able to change their language proficiency with hard work and dedication. So, don't think of that as an obstacle that's going to preclude you from being able to do this. I believe in you. You can do it. And finally, you'll need to complete a 40 to 60 hour training course in interpreting. So these are generally basic courses. Let me show you a little bit about it. The 40 to 60 hour general training course gives you a basic idea of interpreting ethics. What does an interpreter need to do in their daily job? Our job is to provide communicative autonomy to the patient, which is a fancy way of saying we need to let the patient or provider, sorry, I'm saying patient and provider because healthcare is my domain, but whether you're working in legal or educational, same concept, be faithful to the message. Whatever's said, you try to render it as faithfully to that message as possible without changing it. So there are certain standards that have been provided by organizations, the National Council on Interpreting in Healthcare, and others to help guide you. And so basically these courses will help you to learn about professional conduct, how to conduct yourself in appointment settings, and then also provide you a little scenario practice so you can actually get into your interpreting skills. If you're interested in taking one of these courses, prices vary. I would say on average, they cost about $650, and there are a variety of ways to deliver them. In the post-pandemic era, a lot of programs have gone online, so you'll see a lot of options for online programs. However, there still are some that are in person, so if that is of interest to you, you can go ahead and Google those, look for them. There are also hybrid options where it's a combination of perhaps online and in person, Or I also think, like blended learning. So maybe it's an online course, but there's part of it that's asynchronous. So you're watching videos, not really interacting. And then a synchronous part. So you are interacting with other class members at the same time, having a dialogue. There are different guidelines for outlines for these programs. So there are a couple prominent companies. Bridging the Gap and the Community Interpreter are two of them, and they may or may not include language proficiency testing. Go ahead and do a search. I do provide this training, so if you'd like to get a look at what my program is like, see if that's something that might work for you, go ahead and go to my website. Well, the first reason, right, was that you can become an interpreter on your own time and budget, especially if you've already got a degree. You really don't have to make another investment. It's a minimal investment, and you can take that training course on your own time. Some employers will even provide it free for you. So you might want to look into that. Second reason is the job outlook is really, really good in our industry right now. So compared to other industries, which are growing at a rate of like 8%, interpreters and translators, their job outlook is growing at a rate of 24%. So there are a lot of job openings out there. You want to be cognizant that not all jobs are the same. There are different rates in pay for video remote interpreting, over the phone interpreting, and in-person interpreting. I work as a staff interpreter. Other people work completely remotely for different companies or freelance for a variety of clients. So you would just have to see what worked for you. But there are jobs out there, and the pay isn't terrible either. In 2020, the average pay was about $52,000 a year, $25 an hour. Again, that's average. As you can see here, like I mentioned, typically people coming into the field do have a bachelor's degree, but it's not a requirement. And it's growing at a faster rate of 24%. So keep that in mind. If you are thinking, hey, maybe I should look into this, but you're not sure, job security, how it's looking, I'm telling you, we have a lot of work for you. So the third reason to become an interpreter is it's awesome sauce. Okay, I know it's a little corny, right? But I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. And especially if you love variety in your day and you've got a really monotonous job right now, say goodbye to that monotony, right? And try something that's going to actually offer you different experiences. Even if you're just sitting in your home doing the remote interpreting, the people that you're assisting are going to be different. You're going to be faced with different situations. You're going to have a front row seat to a lot of exciting the inner workings of a lot of exciting organizations, whether it be healthcare or education or the courts, or if you really advance in your career and end up doing conference interpreting, who knows? Maybe you could even end up at the UN. The sky's the limit, right? You'll learn a lot about the inner workings of these different organizations, and personally, I found it really fascinating. It's also really rewarding. When you help somebody get their message through and really give them a voice to be able to communicate their needs, especially when it's a positive outcome for them, it's really rewarding to know that you were really able to assist someone in an important way that day. I can tell you the number of people who, through the work that I've done, I've known if I've really made an impact in their lives. But if I see them for repeated appointments, they will go out of their way to mention, just how much they value my service. And I gotta say, it's a really great feeling. And then finally, it's just challenging. If you're a person who you like a challenge, you're not satisfied with just learning a job and sticking with doing the same thing day in and day out, and you really want your mental skills to be put to the test, this is a great profession for you. Thank you so much for joining me in this presentation today. Again, if any of this has been helpful, please leave a comment. I'd love to be able to tailor my presentations to your needs in the future, and visit my website if anything that I've said has been of interest to you. So I will see you next time.